10 minutes. That's all it takes. Before you've finished your first drink, before you've told me your job, your plans, your whole life story, I already have a feeling about you. I already know something. And I know that sounds a little scary, right? But it's true. Every Filipina you meet is quietly reading you in those first 10 minutes, and most of the men she meets have no idea it's even happening. They think the real judging comes later, after a few dates, after they've said all the right things. No, it's happening right now in the first few minutes, in the little things you don't even know you're doing. And there's one thing on this list, one, and I'll tell you which one when we get there, that decides almost everything. It's not your money, it's not your looks, it's definitely not your height. So stay with me all the way to the end because I want you to understand exactly what she sees when she looks at you and how to make sure she likes what she sees. Hi, I'm Mayumi, and on this channel, I tell you the things about dating a Filipina that we usually only say to each other and almost never to your face. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 13 things a Filipina notices about you in the very first 10 minutes of meeting you. The tiny signals you're sending without even realizing it. Some of these are going to surprise you. If you enjoy watching my videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a video in the future. Thanks. Okay, now come sit a little closer because a few of these might sting just a little, but I promise I'm only telling you because I'm on your side. Number one, your smile. And more than that, whether your smile actually reaches your eyes. This is the very first thing, and it happens in the first 2 seconds. Before you say a single word, she's already looking at your face. And here's the thing about Filipinas, we grow up reading faces. We grow up in big, loud, close families where you learn very early to tell when someone is really happy and when someone is just being polite. So when you smile at her, she can feel the difference between a real one and a fake one instantly. A real smile is soft. It's in your eyes. Your shoulders drop a little. Uh, a fake nervous smile is all in the mouth and the eyes stay worried. And you know what? A nervous smile is actually okay. It's endearing. It tells her you care about the impression you're making. What she doesn't like is a smile that feels like a mask, like you've practiced it, like you're performing charm. My honest advice, don't try to have a perfect movie star smile. Just be happy to see her. Just be warm. If you're genuinely glad you're sitting across from this woman, your face will do the work for you, and she'll feel it before you finish saying hello. I remember a friend of mine telling me about a first meeting she almost canceled. She was tired, she was nervous, she nearly didn't go, and she said, Mayumi, the moment I walked in, he just looked up and his whole face lit up like I was the best thing he'd seen all week. She said she forgot she was tired. She forgot she was nervous. All from one honest smile. That's how powerful it is. You can't fake that light, but you also don't have to if you let yourself actually feel it. Number two, and this one is huge, so listen closely. How you treat the people serving you. The waiter, the tricycle driver, the security guard at the mall, the girl who brings your food. I cannot tell you how important this is to a Filipina and how fast she notices it. Within the first 10 minutes, someone is going to serve the two of you something. And in that moment, she is watching you like a hawk, even if she's smiling at you the whole time. Do you say thank you? Do you look them in the eye? Do you treat them like a person or like they're invisible? Here's why this matters so deeply to us. In the Philippines, family and community are everything. We are raised to respect everyone. The old lady selling snacks on the corner, the man cleaning the floor, all of them. So When a man is sweet and charming to me, but cold or rude to the waiter, my whole body tenses up. Because I just know that's the real you. That's how you'll treat me one day when the honeymoon feeling is gone. I've seen this so many times with my friends. A guy can do everything else right, but if he snaps his fingers at the staff or talks down to them, it's over in her heart, even if she keeps smiling. So please, be kind to the little people. It's not little to us, it's the biggest thing. Number three, your manners. The small, gentle courtesies. And I mean the everyday ones. Do you say please? Do you say thank you and mean it? Do you hold the door? Do you let her order first? Filipinas are raised with what we call respect built right into the language. We even have special words we add to show respect to someone. So we're extremely sensitive to tone, to gentleness. When a foreign man is naturally polite, not fake polite, just genuinely well mannered, it makes a Filipina feel so safe and so seen. And I want to be clear, this isn't about being stiff or old fashioned or treating her like she's fragile. It's about warmth. It's about a man who makes the people around him feel comfortable. In the first 10 minutes, she's collecting these little moments. Did he thank the waiter? Did he wait for me? Did he speak softly when he asked for the check? None of these feel like a big deal to you, but to her, they add up into a picture, and that picture is either this man is gentle and kind, or this man is only nice when he wants something. Be the gentle one. It costs you nothing and it means everything. And can I tell you a little thing that Filipinas love that most men would never think of? When you let her order first and then you say, take your time, no rush, she feels it. When you notice her water glass is empty and you quietly ask them to fill it before she even has to ask, she notices. When she sneezes and you softly say, bless you without missing a beat, she notices. These are such small, small things, but a Filipina is built to feel cared for through the little gestures. We don't need grand romantic speeches in the first 10 minutes. We just need to feel that you're the kind of man who pays gentle attention to the person in front of him. Number four, whether you're actually listening or just waiting for your turn to talk. Oh, this one. Can I be honest with you? A lot of men, when they finally sit down with a beautiful Filipina, they get nervous. And nervous men talk and talk and talk. They tell her about their job, their car, their travels, their opinions, their plans, and they never once stop to ask her a real question. And within 10 minutes, she knows whether you're interested in her or interested in an audience. And here's the painful part. She'll let you keep talking. She'll nod and smile and say wow. And really, because Filipinas are polite, we don't like to make you feel bad. But inside, a little door is closing because every woman, Filipina or not, wants to feel like she matters. Like she's a person, not a pretty face you're performing for. So the men who win in those first 10 minutes, they ask, they get curious, they say, tell me about you, and then they actually listen to the answer. They remember what she said and they follow up on it. My friend once told me about a guy she met and she said, Mayumi, he asked me about my little sister and then 20 minutes later he asked how she was doing in school. He remembered and she married that man. That's the power of listening. It's not a trick. It's just caring out loud. Number 5, how you talk about your past, your ex, your last relationship, your last dating experience in the Philippines, even. Now, here's the thing. You might not think this comes up in the first 10 minutes, but it does more than you'd expect. Somebody asks, "So, have you dated before?" or "Why are you single?" And suddenly the topic is right there, and how you handle it tells her everything. If a man starts talking about his ex with bitterness, if he calls her crazy, if every woman in his past was somehow the villain and he was the poor innocent victim, a Filipina hears that loud and clear. She thinks, okay, so one day that's how he'll talk about me. And if the woman in front of you can already picture herself becoming your next horror story, that door is closing fast. On the other side, when a man talks about his past with a little grace, when he can say it didn't work out, we were different people, I learned a lot, and leaves it at that, oh, that's so attractive. That's a man who's done some growing. That's a man who doesn't carry his anger around like luggage. I'm not saying pretend your past was perfect. Just don't dump your bitterness on the table in the first 10 minutes. Show her you can let go of things gently. Because if you can be kind about someone who hurt you, she knows you'll be even kinder to someone who loves you. Number 6, your energy around money. And this is the honest one, so let me be really real with you. A lot of foreign men come into this so worried about money. They've heard the stories. They think every Filipina is secretly counting his wallet. And I understand the fear. I do. So let me tell you what's actually going on in those first 10 minutes. She's not adding up how much money you have. Trust me. What she's reading is your energy about it. There are two kinds of men who make it weird, and both of them she notices immediately. The first kind flashes it. He drops big numbers. He brags about what he spent. He waves money around like it's the most interesting thing about him. And a good Filipina, a woman with self respect, she's actually turned off by that because it feels like he thinks that's all he has to offer. The second kind is suspicious. He's so scared of being used that he acts cheap and guarded. He makes little comments. He watches every peso like she's a thief. And that's just as bad because now she feels insulted, like he already decided she's after something before she even opened her mouth. What she actually wants is the man in the middle, comfortable, generous but not showy, relaxed about it. A man who treats her nicely because he's kind, not because he's buying something, and not because he's terrified. She's not reading your bank account in those 10 minutes. She's reading your heart, and a warm, easy, generous heart tells her everything she needs to know. Okay, quick little pause before the next part. If this is helping you, it would mean so much to me if you tap that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps my channel grow and it makes sure you won't miss the next video. Thank you, really, from the bottom of my heart. Now, let me tell you the part that most men get completely wrong. Number 7, whether your confidence is warm or heavy. And this is the one most men get wrong, so pay attention. Every man has been told, be confident. Women like confidence. And it's true, we do. But there's a kind of confidence that feels wonderful, and a kind that feels heavy, like a weight pressing down on the whole table, and a Filipina can tell them apart in about 30 seconds. Warm confidence is calm. It's a man who's comfortable in his own skin. He doesn't need to prove anything. He can laugh at himself. He makes her feel relaxed just by being relaxed himself. Heavy confidence, on the other hand, is loud. It has to be the center of everything. It corrects her. It dominates the conversation. It treats charm like a competition it needs to win. And here's the sad thing, a lot of men think the heavy kind is the good kind. They think being intense and dominant is what attracts us. But to a Filipina, especially, It just feels like pressure. Like she has to shrink to make room for your ego. The men who truly attract us are secure enough to be soft, secure enough to let her shine, secure enough to say, I don't know, or tell me more, without feeling like they lost something. If you can walk into that room and just be calm and kind and okay with yourself, you're already ahead of 90% of the men she's met. Real confidence doesn't need to shout, it just sits there quietly and it feels like safety. Number eight, how you handle the awkward silences, because there will be one. In the first 10 minutes, there's almost always a little pause, a moment where the conversation stalls and nobody knows what to say next. And what you do in that tiny moment tells her so much. Some men panic. The silence hits and they start filling it with anything, nervous jokes, random facts, talking too fast, and you can see the fear all over them. Other men get cold in the silence. They pull back, they look at their phone, they make her feel like she's boring them. But the man who handles it beautifully, he just smiles. He he lets the silence be okay. Maybe he makes a soft little joke about it, like, wow, we ran out of words already, and they both laugh, and the tension breaks. Because here's the secret, it's not the silence that scares a Filipina, it's how you react to it. A man who can sit in a quiet moment and still feel warm and easy, that man feels like home. That's the kind of man you can imagine spending a lazy Sunday with, not talking, just being. And that deep down is what a lot of us are actually looking for. Not fireworks every second, just someone who feels comfortable, even in the quiet. And here's a little trick that isn't really a trick, it's just kindness. If the silence comes and you can feel her getting a little shy, you can gently rescue the moment by asking her something soft and easy, not a hard question. Just something like, so what made you smile today? Or, okay, tell me one thing you love about your hometown. Something warm that lets her open up without pressure. That way, the silence becomes a doorway instead of a wall. But even if you don't say anything clever, even if you just smile and let it breathe, you'll be fine. Because a woman who feels safe with you doesn't mind the quiet. She only minds when the quiet feels cold. Number nine, the effort you put into showing up. And I don't mean you have to be the most handsome man in the world, because you really don't. Filipinas are not shallow like that. What she notices is the effort. Did you show up clean, put together, smelling nice, wearing something you clearly thought about? Or did you roll in looking like you just woke up, like meeting her wasn't worth combing your hair? Because here's what your effort actually says to her, it says, you matter to me. I wanted to look good for you. And that's not about vanity, that's about respect. I've had friends tell me, Mayumi, he showed up in a wrinkled shirt and he smelled like he'd been traveling for 2 days. And I just felt like, wow, he didn't even try for me. And it colors the whole thing, even if he's sweet, even if he's funny. On the flip side, when a man walks in fresh and neat and you can tell he made an effort just for this, a Filipina feels valued before he even sits down. So please take the shower, wear the nice shirt, put on a little cologne, just a little. It's such a small thing, but in those first 10 minutes, it whispers to her, this man thinks I'm worth the effort. And every woman wants to feel worth the effort. Number 10, whether you ask about her family. Now, this one is so Filipino and it's so important, and so many foreign men miss it completely. In the Philippines, family is not just a part of life. Family is life. We are raised in the middle of parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins, and we stay close to them our whole lives. So when a man in the first 10 minutes shows even a little curiosity about her family, it lands so deeply. When he asks, "Are you close with your parents?" or "Do you have brothers and sisters?" and then actually cares about the answer, oh, that touches something in her. Because it tells her that he understands, or at least he's willing to understand, that if he loves her, he's going to be loving a whole family too. And that's the truth about us. When you love a Filipina, you don't just get her. You get her mama, her siblings, the whole beautiful, noisy package. The men who fail here are the ones who look uncomfortable when family comes up, or who make a face, or who joke about how they don't want to deal with the in-laws. She hears that, and she thinks, this man doesn't understand my world. But the man who leans in, who smiles and says, "Family sounds really important to you. I love that." He just told her he might be able to fit into her whole life, not just her Saturday night. And that's a very big deal. Let me be really honest with you about something a lot of foreign men don't understand yet. For many Filipinas, taking care of family isn't a burden, it's love. She might send help to her parents. She might be close to her mama in a way that seems intense to you. And if in those first 10 minutes you make her feel like that's a problem, like she has to choose between you and them, a part of her already knows it won't work. But if you show her, even just a little, that you respect how much she loves her family, you've told her something beautiful. You've told her that with you, she won't have to give up the people who made her who she is. Number 11, how open you are to her food and her culture. Because in those first 10 minutes, something is going to come up, a dish, a word, a little custom, a habit that's very Filipino. And she's watching to see, are you curious or are you judging? A man who lights up and says, "Oh, what's that? I want to try it. Tell me about it," is a man she can travel through life with. But a man who wrinkles his nose, who says ew, who makes fun of the food or the language or the way we do things, that man just closed a door he doesn't even know exists. Look, our culture can be different from yours. The food can be an adventure. The traditions can seem unusual at first. But when you meet those differences with warmth and curiosity, instead of judgment, you're telling her, "I respect your world. I'm not here to change you. I'm here to know you." And that is one of the most attractive things a foreign man can do. My friend told me she knew a guy was special the moment he tried a dish she loved, a dish a lot of foreigners don't like. And instead of complaining, he said, "Okay, teach me how you eat this properly." She melted because it wasn't about the food, it was about him honoring where she came from. So stay open, be curious, treat her culture like something wonderful to discover, not something strange to fix. That openness will carry you so far. Number 12, your eyes and your hands. I mean, your body language, and whether it makes her feel safe or uneasy. This one is very subtle, but a Filipina reads it in seconds. Your eye contact, is it warm and steady, or is it intense and heavy in a way that makes her want to look away? Your hands, are they relaxed, or are you reaching, touching too soon, standing too close before she's ready? See, warmth and pushiness can look similar to a nervous man, but they feel completely different to the woman across from you. A man with good, gentle body language. He holds eye contact just enough to feel connected, but not so much that it feels like he's staring through her. He gives her space. He doesn't crowd her. He lets closeness happen naturally, slowly, when she leans in, not before. And a Filipina notices immediately when a man respects her space because it makes her feel safe enough to relax. And when she relaxes, that's when the real connection starts. On the other hand, the man who moves too fast, who touches her arm too soon, who leans in too close in the first 10 minutes, he makes her guard go up, even if he's a genuinely good guy. So slow down, be warm with your eyes, gentle with your hands, and patient with closeness. Let her feel that she's completely safe with you, and everything else gets easier. And number 13, this is the one I promised you. The one that decides almost everything. Are you a man she feels safe being herself around? All 12 of the other things, the smile, the kindness to the waiter, the listening, the family, the space, they all add up to this one big feeling. Can she relax with you? Can she be silly and soft and real and know that you won't judge her, won't use it against her, won't make her feel small? Because here's the deepest truth I can share with you about Filipinas, and honestly, about most women anywhere. We are not looking for the richest man, or the most handsome man, or the smoothest man. We are looking for the man we can finally exhale with. The man who feels like a warm, safe place to land. In those first 10 minutes, everything she's reading is quietly asking one question: am I safe with him? Safe to be myself, safe to be cared for, safe to imagine a future. And if the answer is yes, if you make her feel that safety, she will forgive 100 small imperfections. You can stumble over your words, you can be a little nervous, you can spill your drink. None of it matters if underneath it all, she feels safe. That's the secret. That's the one thing. Not money, not looks, safety, warmth, a feeling of home. Give her that, and you've already won the first 10 minutes and maybe a whole lot more. So let me bring this all together for you because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by 13 things. Like you have to memorize a checklist and perform it perfectly. Please don't do that. If you walk in trying to fake all of this, she'll feel the fakeness, and that ruins everything. The beautiful thing is, every single one of these comes from the same place. Just be a genuinely kind, warm, respectful man who's happy to be there and curious about her as a person. That's it. That's the whole secret hiding inside all 13. Be soft with the people around you. Actually listen. Be easy about money. Be calm in your confidence. Respect her family and her culture. Give her space. And most of all, make her feel safe. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real and kind because a Filipina isn't looking for a flawless man. She's looking for a good one, a gentle one, a man whose warmth she can feel from across the table in the first 10 minutes before either of you has said much of anything at all. And here's my final little thought for you, and I say it with so much care. The men who worry the most about these things, the ones watching a video like this, trying to understand, trying to do right by her, honestly, you're already the kind of man we hope to meet. The fact that you care this much already puts you ahead. So relax. Trust your good heart. Let her see the real you, the gentle, curious, respectful you, and give her the safety to show you hers. And please remember this because I think a lot of you need to hear it. You are worthy of a beautiful, loyal, loving relationship. Not because you have money, not because of how you look, but because you're a good man who's trying. Sometimes men come into this feeling like they have to earn a Filipina's love by being impressive. You don't. You earn it by being kind, by being present, by being safe. That's a love you can actually keep because it's not built on a performance. It's built on who you really are. So walk in softly, walk in warmly, and trust that the right woman is gonna feel your good heart in those first 10 minutes, exactly the way I've described. In my next video, I'm going to tell you the quiet signs that a Filipina is actually falling for you. The little things she does that she doesn't even realize she's doing. You're gonna wanna see that one. But for now, just go be the warm, safe, wonderful man I know you can be. Before you go, if you enjoyed this and it helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what I share next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.